Hi, everybody. Welcome to another video. I'm sitting here at another state park in Louisiana in Lake Charles. It's the Sam Houston Jones State Park. I'm really a big fan of state parks. I actually left the campground that I had booked a week at because number one, the internet was real bad. I couldn't upload or download anything despite moving my spot. It was just not a very inspiring place. It was just surrounded by a bunch of travel trailers and RVs, people who live there, and it wasn't where I wanted to be. So after 2 nights, I decided to check out and I moved to another state park, which I really feel like those are my favorite. I like not just campgrounds, but state park campgrounds. There's nature. I've already seen 2 deer and I'm loving it. I worked out this morning. It is very cold here. I'm wearing my sweater and like my big feather jacket over that, and it's still a little bit cold. We had a couple days of rain and I'm waiting for it to warm up. I think the next couple days will be quite a bit warmer and sunnier, but at least not raining. I'm just grateful that it's not raining. There's still bugs around. It's Louisiana, it's swampland. And I think later this afternoon after lunch, because I'm filming this right before noon, right before I ate lunch, I'm going to take a walk around this little cypress tree area that looked really pretty. I drove around yesterday when I got here. I ate at Waffle House yesterday, and this was after like a full week and a half of eating very clean, lots and lots of fruits and vegetables. I've been making these big old salads with pomegranate, chickpeas, and shredded carrots and microgreens, like really, really, really good stuff. I've been craving that, but I kind of like the idea of just hopping into a diner on a cold, rainy day. So I got some hash browns with tomatoes and onions and a waffle with chocolate chips for $9. Really not bad, but my waffles and hash browns are better. I make my waffles in a waffle iron, imagine that. But the waffles are gluten-free and vegan, and they tasted so much better than that waffle. Like it was mine are crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside, which is the way waffles are supposed to be. But this one was not. It was kind of a soggy waffle. Ugh, like just gross. And of course, it didn't have real maple syrup. So I know I'm sounding like a little bit of a food snob right now, but I don't care. I like what I like. So yeah, then yeah, the hash browns I make also in my waffle iron. It's like the biggest hack ever. If you have a waffle iron, shred up your potatoes and put them in a waffle iron. I'm serious. It's the best way to make the best kind of hash browns because I saw the way this like little kid, practically a little kid, was making these hash browns. He was browning them on one side, flipping them over, and then immediately putting them on the plate. So the bottom part that he had just flipped weren't really cooked. It was like uncooked potato. I mean, it was like boiled potato, but it wasn't browned like we're not hash browns. It was just like partially hash browns, partially wet boiled potato. It was gross. So I won't be repeating that experience again. It's definitely inspiring me to continue cooking for myself because I think part of the reason why I stop into restaurants like that is not necessarily because I don't feel like cooking, is because I feel like the restaurant food's going to be better than my food. But I've been making some killer tacos. I've been making some killer salads, some killer fresh juices right here in the van, and I'm just digging it. I'm digging it. You can do so much with just an Instant Pot and a skillet. I made a big old curry when I was in Charlotte that I ate on all week. No, I made a curry while I was at Fontainebleau, not in Charlotte. And yeah, it was really good. Moving forward to my projects, I have an exciting announcement, and I hope you guys will tune in. I know you've heard me mention about my podcast before, and I've dropped a link in the comments to that podcast. I have decided to completely rebrand that podcast. It was called Misdiagnosed, and I spoke about my mental health journey on that podcast, but it's just not the direction that I want to go anymore. I've evolved a lot since I started that podcast a year and a half ago, and I want my show to be something that inspires me and something that I want to record. So I have rebranded my podcast to Self Transformation Radio. And you can go to selftransformationradio.com right now and listen. It still has all my old episodes. So if you're interested in the stuff that I was recording when it was misdiagnosed, it's still there. But if you go to season 3, episode 1, or choose to filter it by the newest episodes, and you can find it on Spotify, Apple, Google. Google hasn't populated it with the new images yet, but probably because they don't care that much. But I know that Spotify has the new one. Pretty sure Apple has a new one, and Amazon probably has a new one too. I haven't checked, but Most people listen on Apple. I can see that. So I'm going to drop the link down below, but also Self Transformation Radio will take you straight to my main page. It doesn't take you to Spotify, however, it doesn't take you to Apple. So if you just want to look it up in your app, it's called Self Transformation Radio. I think it's easier to find. I no longer have to tell people how to spell it because misdiagnosed was intentionally misspelled. And I had kind of a vision for it, but it wasn't like fully colored in, so to speak, that vision. And I decided to let it go instead of forcing myself to keep going when I wasn't feeling fully aligned with it anymore. Plus, on Self Transformation Radio, all of the topics that I really enjoyed talking about on my misdiagnosed, like taking better care of yourself, what things you need to do to really transform your life, is still relevant on Self Transformation Radio. Imagine if you put good things into your body, that your brain will feel better and your brain will function better and you won't have as much mental illness symptoms. Imagine. So, and I say that kind of in jest, but I also mean that seriously. If you maybe like me have been diagnosed with either one or many, in my case, mental illnesses, right? And those are like a scarlet letter, and really the government sees it as like a forever thing because that's the official narrative, that you can't get rid of this stuff. You can manage it, you can treat it, but you can't actually recover from it. That's actually not true. And there's bunches and bunches of people, myself included, that have recovered fully from it. It is not like a permanent disease. It's just not. So when I say imagine feeling better by changing your inputs, your outputs are going to change, right? That's just logic. It's logic. So if you put in a bunch of fresh fruits, organic fresh fruits and vegetables that haven't been treated with pesticides, if you lower your stress levels, if you change the input, like what TV you're watching, maybe you stop watching TV at all, if you stop drinking, if you stop smoking, if you stop hanging around people that don't support you, if you get out of toxic relationships or manipulative relationships, stop hanging around those type of people, changing the inputs changes your outputs, changes your reality. And that, my friends, is, I think, the key to overcoming. It's definitely the first step. It's a process. It's not going to happen overnight. Like you eat one salad, you're not going to experience these benefits. But I can tell you that my energy levels have markedly improved just in the last week and a half of eating whole foods, mostly plant-based. I have had some grilled chicken from time to time. And yeah, just listening to my body in that way. And people like to say, oh, well, I just listen to my body and it's telling me I need to take drugs. No, it's not. If your brain isn't functioning properly, then it's not telling you the right things. It's taking a synthetic drug that nobody is deficient in. Nobody is deficient in a synthetic drug. What you're doing is suppressing the body's ability to communicate with you. And these symptoms that we experience are our body giving us information, giving us communication signals about what is wrong. Right. And it's up to us to listen to that and figure out what the root cause of those symptoms are. But when we take a psychiatric medication, especially in the long term, I'm not saying it can't be useful in the short term. I know that it is. And that I'm not saying that they can't be life changing. I also know that they're not a healthy long-term solution because all it's doing is smothering the symptoms, covering them up, and making it impossible for your body to come back into balance. Let me go eat lunch, and I'll be back with you guys later. What's up, guys? So I'm just doing a check-in. I am at my cousin Kirsten's house in the Houston area, and we're having some holiday time. It's the day before Thanksgiving, so hope you celebrated well. I'm going to be teaching my cousin Hunter how to edit videos. So if you see some cool features and effects happening in the videos from here on out, it's because Hunter is learning how to edit video. Because I want to do more with my videos. I just don't have the energy to put into editing videos. And I heard from Hunter earlier this week that he was interested in learning how to edit videos. So I thought, hey, this would be a fun opportunity. So my van is in the driveway of my cousin's house. And yeah, that's where we are right now. Okay, so I've been at my cousin's house for a little over a week and I'm having the time of my life. I haven't had family time like this in a really long time, so I'm loving it. But as you may see in the background, I'm in the van. Everybody's at work today, so I got in the van and I vacuumed the floors and I'm about to start the dishwasher because I have dishes in it from like last week. And I made some oatmeal in my Instant Pot here on the counter. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there's the oatmeal.
So I'm about to have breakfast in my van in my cousin's driveway. Just for old time's sake, you know. It feels like I've been out of the van for a long time. And I mean, I'm in a king-size bed right now, so it's super comfy, and I brought in my duvet from the van. But, you know, my time here is limited, so I'm slowly starting to move things that I don't need anymore from the house back into the van to ensure that my transition back into the van is as easy as possible. I don't want to come back into a dirty van. And I also have restocked my supplements, so I was filling those jars today. I'm just going to show you. I'm filming on my phone because I'm transitioning. So I'm restocking all of my supplements. This is my favorite supplement brand. And they had a good sale for Black Friday. So I restocked. And then I have a bunch of supplements that I restock in these little jars. And it's maybe like 10 or 11 of each. So I only have to get the whole jars out, which I keep in my supplement cabinet once every 10 or 12 days to do that. But yeah, I just restocked. So that's what I've been up to. Wow, this is like really close. I'm not used to filming on my phone. I'm actually thinking about getting rid of my fancy camera because I got some new equipment that makes it really easy to film on my phone, and I have a pretty good camera on my Samsung. We're gonna keep testing that out, and if it works, then I have like $1,100 of camera equipment, like a microphone I don't need. Yeah, it's a vlogging camera. It's a great camera, but this is a good camera too. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap up this video for now, and the next video you will see, you'll actually get to meet my cousin Hunter. He's 6 years younger than me, and he's had a different life than me for sure. You'll hear us kind of riff back and forth. He's gonna edit that video as well. You'll hear us riff back and forth about the different challenges that we faced and the different mindset shifts that we've made over the years. I think it's a really good conversation. You'll enjoy that. See you next video.